What's up, guys? Welcome to another Rocket Punch Army review. Today we have the Bumblebee G1 animation version. This comes to us from Art Feather. Now, I'm relatively unfamiliar with Art Feather. This is the only product that has caught my attention, at least. I have not seen anything else from them that I know of. But you'll notice right off the bat, they do use the name Bumblebee. And they do use the Autobot logo. So I don't know if they even care about getting in trouble, if they even can get in trouble, I don't know. But the box, completely yellow. You'll see a little shrunken Bumblebee there, little super deformed version. Now if we open up the flap here, not only will you see the contents, which I'll get into in a second, but you do have this inner cover here, which shows his specs up here. Shows a few clips from the G1 series, and it shows a year here, 1984 to 2012. Almost sounds like he died this year. A little bit about him here, and a couple more clips here of the G1 series. Now here, you'll see a little drawing, and take note of this wheel here, alright? That's kind of folded down, because I will bring it up later in the review. Yeah, and you'll see everything else here. You'll see the vehicle, alternate hands, a gun, and you'll see Spike with a little lunchbox there. Now the logo here, the Autobot faction logo, does not come with this set. That's something I just placed on there to make him look more accurate. But let's go ahead, open this guy up, and see what you get for your money. So before we get into the contents here in the tray, I do want to show you the little baggie here that it comes with. Alright, we'll go ahead and open that up. It has stickers, which look like they're just hand cut off the sheet right there. And it has some Autobot logos. It has some license plates, some various license plates you can use, and some various details you can put on the figure. I chose not to put these on. You do get a spec card. You get a nice plastic one as opposed to cardboard, the kind you would find in you know, the legit masterpieces. This is plastic. It's really nice. Specs on the back, a little drawing of his head, and you get a very cheap looking instruction sheet. It's just black and white, looks like a Xerox copy, alright, of the transformation itself. Now you'll notice it does show the prototype because the windshield thing is, and the top of the car is completely clear, so it's obviously a prototype. Now right out of the box, it's obviously in vehicle form. You'll see it's a beautiful rendition of a Volkswagen Beetle. The only thing that looks slightly off to me are those mirrors. They look kind of a little bit too big and in the way. But just look at this. I mean, it's got chrome everywhere. It's got clear headlights, chrome trim around the headlights. It's got the actual blinkers on the front. You get the painted door handles. You get the chrome rear bumper, clear red lights with chrome trim. So very beautifully done. And the wheels. The wheels are you know, what you would find on a classic Volkswagen Beetle. I mean, everything looks great. I mean, the paint, very glossy, very nicely done. And it isn't until you really start to look inside, you'll see the seats here, which are chrome, that you start to think, this kind of looks familiar. This looks like another Bumblebee. And you would be correct, because this is actually based off the classics Bumblebee, with just a different outer shell. And here I have the door panel removed just so I can show you guys this. But you'll see that the mirror here actually has a chrome sticker. So that's a really nice detail. Now what I'm going to do is show you how it scales with the trailer for the MP10. It's actually a Hasbro version. We're going to open up the back here, bring the ramp down, and you'll see that it does look really, really nice with the MP10. Now, the little seats in here, I haven't been able to fold back. It doesn't really matter to me, but just so you know. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at this, transform it, and see if it's worth the 60 bucks. Now, first thing you'll want to do is pop the doors off here, the arms. Alright, just get that out of the way. Now, sometimes they're just going to pop off right off the wrist. Don't worry, you didn't break it. That's what I thought the first time. But spin that around, make sure the wheels go on the inside. Alright, you've pretty much formed the arms right there. And then bring this up like so, and you'll see the legs here. Split these. Just carefully pull that off. You'll see it's just tabbed in there. Alright, and then fold the feet. You'll see the feet form fairly easily. then normally in the Classics Bumblebee you would fold down the seats, which are already folded on in this one, but just to show you how that would work, you would just bring it down like so. Alright, then you have the chest piece here which just collapses down, and as you do this, alright, the head is able to come down, and what you're going to want to do, there's a little hole there, tab it to that piece on the chest. And it's at this point that you'll notice they could have done a little bit more engineering on this to have this clip somewhere. There are two little prongs here which don't necessarily go on anything. They just kind of lay there. Alright, and then same thing with the back, it just kind of lays there. They could have done something to have it be more secure. And then just follow through with the arms and flip this around here. Alright, and you've got your Bumblebee. So the resemblance to the Classics, it's obvious they copied this directly from a Classics. I don't like the way the door panels look, and I'm going to show you guys how to get rid of that in just a second. But yeah, same thing as a Classics, just in the vintage Volkswagen form. And you'll see I've gone ahead and put on that gigantic Autobot logo just like you would see in the cartoon. It's always featured large in the cartoon, so I figured I'd put a large one on there. It stands fairly okay. I know some people have trouble standing it. I haven't really had trouble standing it. Although I kind of wish these wheels would just fold in like they showed on the box. They don't, so they create this space here which makes it a little harder for it to stand, but not a big deal. And I forgot to mention that the tires are rubber. Okay, and I didn't show you guys the car rolling or anything because the tires pretty much do not roll. I mean, they move, but it's not something you could push and roll. They're very stiff. Sometimes a couple of them don't even spin. They're just really wedged in there. The rivet was obviously put in way too tight. Now, I'm going to show you the accessories now. Then he's got this pistol here which you can put right in his hands. There you go. And aside from the gun, he does have alternate hands. He's got open hands like this, and then he's also got a thumbs up, which let me show you guys that. So you pull the wrists off, and the panels, the door panels, are held on with the wrists. So you're going to have to feed the hand through that part and then just pop it right back in. So you got the open hand there, and you can do the same with the other one if you want to use the thumbs up. So pop that right in there. This was a little harder to put in. Alrighty, but there you go. So you got the thumbs up on one and the open hand on the other. Now the set also comes with a Spike Witwicky figure, which is surprisingly well detailed. I mean, look at it. You can actually see the eyebrows and the eyes. You know, the flesh tone is not shiny, also, although the jeans are. He's got the yellow boots. He's got the little pocket detail molded in. And just for comparison, I do want to show you the Hasbro Masterpiece Optimus Spike Witwicky figure. Hopefully he'll stand. There you go. A lot less detail, a little bit smaller, and a little uglier. And then we got the Impossible Toys Spike Witwicky, which is the tiniest of the three, but not too badly detailed. So that's how those scale up. Now this does come with a little lunchbox, although that little lunchbox does not open or anything, and he cannot even hold it because this guy is not articulated. It is straight up small PVC figure. Now what I like to do, what I mentioned before, is take off these door panels on the arms. And you can leave them on depending on whether they bother you or not. I kind of like it to look a little bit cleaner, so I actually take them off for display. And obviously if you're going to be transforming him, you want to leave it on, but I'm going to be having mine on display with all my other Transformers, so I don't need the panels. The only thing is it does leave a gap for the wrists, which is very easily remedied with a piece of plastic or whatever. But you see, it's a lot cleaner, a lot more Bumblebee looking. Now before we do some scale comparisons, let's go through the articulation. You have the head here on a ball joint, which is nice. You got the shoulders, ball joint, same articulation as the Classics, but we'll go over it anyway. Ball joint here on the elbow, which allows a lot of movement. You also got the wrist. All right, now the wrist, if you don't have the hands pushed down, this kind of flops in the way, which is annoying. And then you got the hips, which are also on a ball joint, allowing you to good range of movement. You do have a swivel here on the knee and also the knee, and the feet are just part of the lower legs here. Now speaking of scaling up, let's see how this guy scales up to some Masterpiece. So we've got Lambor, aka Sideswipe, right here. You'll see it scales very nicely. We've got an iGear MW03 Hench. Then we got an iGear Medical Specialist, a PP05M. And last but not least, we have good old Optimus Prime back here. This is the Hasbro version. So if you're considering on buying this, look to spend about $60 for a figure that's part Masterpiece, part Deluxe squished together. You have the Masterpiece look, but you have the Deluxe type of engineering slash molding going on. But overall, very good looking piece. It's got its flaws, but overall, if you're a big fan of G1, this may be something you want to have in your collection. And as usual, guys, if there's any questions or comments, please leave them below. And until next time, bye bye.